Okay, welcome back everyone to my video podcast on the future of business and technology. Today's topic is how do we as humans become irreplaceable in the age of artificial intelligence? We will discuss important topics like will AI take our jobs? Will it take the attention of our children? And maybe even take our humanity? And in a world increasingly driven by AI, how do we ensure we remain relevant? How do we protect our jobs, our businesses, and our children from the challenges posed by this transformative technology? And to help me get to the bottom of these important questions, I am joined today by Pascal Bornet, an AI expert and author who I have known for many years. Welcome, Pascal.
Thank you, Bernard. Very happy to be with you today and to share my passion with you.
Yes, now I'm looking forward to it. Where are you joining us from today?
So I live in Miami now.
Oh, very
The
good.
last time we had a talk, video talk this way, it was 4 years ago, and it was during the pandemic. I was in France at that time.
Yeah. So Miami is the new home. Excellent.
Miami is the new home. So yeah, yeah, I moved from France 15 years ago. So I just went back for the pandemic in France, but 15 years ago from France, spent 5 years in China for a while, and then Singapore for 6 years, and been in the US for the last 4 years.
Excellent. And you have just finished a new book called Irreplaceable: The Art
Yeah.
of Standing Out in the Age of Artificial Intelligence. So maybe you can tell people watching this, listening to this, a little bit more about yourself and why you decided to write this book.
Yes. So a bit of background on myself. I'm coming from 20 years of implementing artificial intelligence as a consulting role. I used to work for EY and for McKinsey. And I did those implementations around the world for companies in very diverse industries. Got to learn a lot from this very diverse experience on AI, on what is important, what are the critical success factors, and got passionate about the human aspect of it, helping companies to implement AI that helps their employees, that helps their leaders, that also helps their clients. And as you can see, it's all. I believe. I mean, I came to the point that I believe AI is all about humans. So
Mm.
without humans, first of all, there would be no AI, and any AI that we create should serve us. Otherwise, it's just a waste. Um, so after those 20 years of implementing AI across companies, uh, I wrote my first book 4 years ago, Intelligent Automation, which was more a book for leaders, for CEOs and managers on what are the critical success factors to implement those technologies in companies. This new book, Irreplaceable, is really talking at each of us at the different dimensions that we have in our lives. So we are all, first of all, humans. Okay. Second, we are most of us workers. Most of us also have a company. So we are also manage a business. And finally, most of us are parents. And so the book really talks to those different dimensions, giving one single framework to help us live and thrive with AI in this new age, in these new times. And what do we see currently is an exponential growth, an, um, an exponential an acceleration of the innovation of the changes in our world due to artificial intelligence and technologies. And this will continue. I mean, you're an expert in AI as well and in technology. We see what is happening today. What will happen in the future will be exponential. So will be 10x, 20x, 30x, and and the pace itself will increase. So just to To paraphrase Ray Kurzweil, we will see as many innovations in the coming 10 years as we have seen in the last century. So we need to be ready for that. And this is something that no school has ever taught us. So we don't, okay, that's all, this is new. We don't know how to deal with this new world. And as you said, AI is taking everything around us, taking our attention, taking the time of our kids, taking our companies and bringing new competition to the markets. It's creating addictions. It's creating new ethical issues. So and it also giving us new opportunities. So this new book talks not only about AI, but about all the components that we need to master in order to succeed in this new world.
Yeah, I must say I have really enjoyed reading the book, and it aligns very well with what I believe is important and what we need to do. I've covered many of those things in my own book on future skills, where I talk about all the skills we need in the future.
Great
So,
book. Yeah.
yeah, what does it mean to be irreplaceable then?
So being irreplaceable is being capable of using new technologies, leveraging those new technologies to augment ourselves, but using those new technologies the right way, being tech wise instead of tech savvy, in the sense of understanding the pitfalls, the dangers, and those pitfalls and dangers keep on evolving. So we need to keep ourselves updated of those. So it's about using technology the right way, being wise in using it, um, taking all the benefits from it, but also mitigating the issues and potential dangers.
Yeah, I
Secondly, it's about being able to cope with this exponential pace that we just discussed about. Uh, this pace is exponential. We as humans and our organizations are evolving on a linear way. Okay. So it's one day after another, it's one plus one. Exponential is one times 10, one times 20, one times 30, and it keeps on increasing. So the gap between our capabilities and our organization's capabilities and our environment, this gap is keeping on increasing. And we need to know how to build the adaptability and the resilience needed to cope with that. And the third key thing that we need to do to be replaceable is, as AI is taking more and more of the capabilities that we thought were only humans, what is remaining to us? What should we learn? Because we see those new tools coming every day. We are overwhelmed, by the way, by all this. Um, and they come with new capabilities, new intelligence, new that and taking basically what we thought originally was uniquely human. So what's remaining to us, and what are the skills we need to learn now to be prepared for all this? Should we all learn how to code and program, or is it a completely different thing, which would be relearning to be humans? And I'm convinced that, and based on my research, this is the second one. This is the last one.
Very good. In your book, you frame these as the three competencies that we need for the future. Maybe you
Exactly.
can outline them in a bit more detail and give us examples of what this actually means in practice.
Of course. So those three competencies are being change ready. So that's exactly what we just talked about, which is about building a new level of adaptability and resilience. I just published an article this morning on that talks about how we can um, inspire ourselves from approaches coming from ancient times, so ancient practices, bringing ancient wisdom to manage those modern time challenges. Uh, um, I used to backpack a lot when I was, I mean, 20 years ago when I was a, a student. And I went to Africa and I met with the Tuaregs. Tuaregs are living in the Sahara, one of the harshest environment in the world in terms of heat and dry and drought and so on. So those are definitely one of the most resilient and adaptable people in the world. And I explain all the lessons that I learned by living with them for 2 weeks. Uh, I, of course, talk about other things as well, but that's an illustration that I really like because it brings a lot of practical examples of how we can build our resilience and adaptability to a whole new level. So that's for being change ready. That's the first of the three competencies of the future. And if you see a tree, the image of a tree, that would be the roots of the tree. It's really about ensuring ourselves in those moving times. The second of the three competencies of the future is about being AI ready, and that would be the trunk of the tree. That is about augmenting ourselves, being taller, basically. Um, so it's about, as we mentioned before, being able to grab all the benefits from AI, keeping ourselves updated and knowing how to do that, because we are all overwhelmed by every day coming new innovations, new tools, new things. How do we keep ourselves updated without being overwhelmed, and picking the useful information, the useful tools out of this forest? uh, so it's so this is something, yes, that I explain in the book as part of the competency of being AI ready. So being AI ready is also being able to cope with all the ethical aspects and dangers coming from AI, the biases, the privacy aspects, um, and it's also about understanding what we as humans, as individuals, can do to improve this. Okay, there are actions that we can do to make our world more human using AI the right way. So it's about really using AI the right way. And the third of the three competencies of the future is about being human ready. In a world where AI is taking more and more of the capabilities that we thought were only human, what is remaining to us? What do we need to learn? Now, what are the skills that we need to develop? Um, and the answer to this is, should we learn how to code or to program? That's completely not the case. What we need to learn is to be more human. And so, what is this humanity that we are talking about? Um, and why do we need to be more human? Basically, by being more human, we are more different from technology. So basically, we built a complementarity. We are complement. And if you see those two circles, if they are combining together like this, they are redundant. So the area that you cover is smaller than if those two circles are completely different. Okay. And this area, think of this area as the value you can generate. Think of this as being AI and this as being us. So if the capabilities we build are completely different from the ones that AI has, we will create much more value. And those capabilities are, I mean, I can go more deeper into this, but are about leveraging our uniquely human abilities.
Great. Yeah, no, I would love to go into slightly more depth on this and for you to give us an overview of what you see as these truly human skills that will make us irreplaceable in the future.
Excellent. The So as I just mentioned, it's the more different our capabilities are from the capabilities of AI, the more we can create value with AI, the more we can create synergies. So the more that 1 + 1 = 3. Um, so what are those uniquely human abilities that AI and technology will never be able to achieve as well as we do? There are, based on my research, three of them. And I call them the humics for uniquely human abilities. Um, the first one is creative, is genuine creativity. The second one is critical thinking, and the third one is social authenticity. So, roughly, it's about creativity, critical thinking, and social abilities.
Very good. You also talk about this concept of AI obesity in your book. Do you want to
Yes,
describe what you mean by that?
and that's a good time to talk about this because it's exactly by building those three uniquely human abilities to the highest level that we can combat AI obesity. What is AI obesity? It's think think of it as like the way we consume food in a fast food context, for example. We consume, we go to a fast food restaurant, we will go for cheap, fast, inexpensive, good and sweet and dopamine generating type of food that are good in the moment, but in the long term just are just nocive and dangerous. Um, so it's and we are in bulimy of this. We want this. We all want this, okay, because it's good, it's fast, is so it's and so the AI obesity is exactly the same thing, but instead of food, AI. It's when we use AI, we over relying on it. So using it to create something, to create a text, for example, to create an article, to create an image, and taking it for granted and not even reviewing it with our human touch, with our ethics that we can bring in. Um, uh, it's about using AI without thinking of why we use it. It should be for, I mean, we should always use AI for something good, okay, for something that serves us. AI is made by humans for humans. If you don't, if this is useless for humans, that's just a waste of time and energy and money and resources. Um, so think of, I mean, we often see this on social media, messages, comments generated by AI. I mean, it's they are you. We can spot them right away. It's like it's those people are just going too fast. They are satisfying themselves with good enough, um, and 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 the risk here is not that AI takes away our uniquely human abilities, because I can explain it to you later why those creativity, critical thinking, and social abilities can't be authentically copied by AI. But the risk is that our human those human abilities atrophy. They atrophy like a muscle that we don't train anymore. We will just have our creativity, for example, atrophy because we just take for granted the poem that is given by ChatGPT, or the picture that is created by Dali, without bringing uh, without building it together with AI. It's not about avoiding using AI. It's about using it the right way and bringing into this dual work with AI the right human touch at the right time. And that's something again nobody has taught us how to do. So that this is something I'm bringing in the book. That's all those methodologies to help us succeed in this new world.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think if we become over reliant on AI, we are de-skilling ourselves with the most important skills we will need in the future.
Exactly.
So, what practical steps would you recommend people take so they can boost their irreplaceability in the future?
Yes. Uh, just before I go to this answer, which is very important, we talked about individuals until now. So it means about ourselves, uh, with those three skills of the future. We call them three skills of the future, but we need to build them now. It's urgent to build them now, as we discussed. Um, they are relevant for us as individuals. So they are also relevant for us as managers, because it means we need to teach those three competencies to our teams, so that our teams keep on being relevant in the future and building a sustainable future for them. They are, but this framework, and also for our kids, of course. But this framework is also valid for organizations, and
Mhm.
that's very important. So basically, the whole framework in this book is about not only us, our kids, our teams succeeding in the future with AI, but also our organizations. And this is exactly the same framework. We are talking about AI ready, about change ready, about human ready. So AI ready for companies, it's about leveraging AI to the maximum, mitigating all the risks that come from it, building trust. I give a lot of stories and examples of how you can leverage AI to the maximum. Um, uh, for example, I leverage. I mean, in things that I'm currently implementing for companies, for clients. The virtuous circle of AI, for example, how to scale AI in companies, leveraging some crazy facts today. Um, while on less than 10% of companies have been using AI at scale, uh, 75% of the employees are using AI extensively every day. So you can see this difference is crazy. It means people are adopting AI faster than their companies. This means a lot of things, that it can be a risk if this is done without control, and but it's a huge opportunity for companies. Leverage this, take advantage of that, educate your people, and take advantage of this dynamic to scale your transformation. So that's for AI ready, for change ready. It's really about building the strategy and the structure to build the resilience and the adaptability required in in the storms that are coming. And human ready is very important. It's about not, again, implementing AI for AI and automating everything as much as we can. Definitely, let's automate as much as we can, but let's identify what we don't want to automate, because this is too sensitive. This is core to our business. This is too strategic. And those activities, even if we can automate them with AI, we want people to do them. So I explain how to do that, and how to roll map these new this new combination of AI and people together, so that you get the best from both. Well, I mean, the I talk about the economy of the human touch. The human touch is gaining in a world where AI is becoming a commodity. Every company is leveraging it, and every company are leveraging the same tools, so getting the same benefits. The 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 differentiation and the value comes from how you combine the human touch with these systems. The value of the human touch is increasing incredibly, and companies that are able to grab it will be the winners.
Yeah, again, I completely agree with you. So, how do companies implement AI successfully, and what are some of the key pitfalls they need to avoid when it comes to implementing AI?
I think a critical component that is in the center of the successful AI implementation is, in one word, it's trust. And this word is becoming more and more important. We've all heard about those scandals everywhere that are splashing every company, and from the AI hallucinations to the lawyers that don't even review what their AI do, and do mistakes in the courts, to medicine, and to biases in human resources and recruitment. Uh, um, So trust is becoming the most important thing, and trust is about a few things. It's about um, building AI literacy in the company. Okay, meaning making sure that every employee, every people in the company is able to understand how to update themselves with new AI coming out every day, how to understand the impact of those new AIs on their job benefits, but also risks, and how to update themselves regularly. So how to build their AI literacy. And I remember that you explained it very well in your book, The Future Skills. Um, uh, and it's and so yeah, and trust is also built by having the right actions with partners and clients and customers. Um, it's about building on the ethical aspects of AI. I'm thinking here of managing privacy, on managing biases,
Mm.
of managing transparency in those systems. So we need to, if we want people, if we want our customers to trust the outcome from the AI systems that we provide them, we need to give them the way to build this trust. I mean, trust is earned. You need to earn it. So it means the AI system need to bring the proof, the evidence that what it recommends is the truth, is the right thing to do. Uh, so it's about providing the right level of information to the users of those AI systems so that they can in time trust it and in time gradually give more and more to the AI so that
Mm.
so that so that they create more synergy and more efficiency.
Very good. So we've talked about individuals, we talked about companies. In the beginning, you talked about our children too, and you cover this in your book. So, how do we raise future ready children?
Excellent point. And in high level, that's first of all about changing the way we educate at school, but also as parents, as we educate our kids. Um, and it's about bringing, in terms of content, it's about bringing the three competencies of the future to the curriculum. And this is, in a way, not something new, completely new. In Finland, in Dubai, in Singapore, they are bringing very similar frameworks to the three competencies of the future, and they are building their curriculums on this. That's the way to prepare our kids, making them AI ready, tech ready, if you want, making them change ready, and making them human ready, them to build their creativity, their critical thinking, and their social abilities to a new level.
And how do we
Um,
do this in practice? So, what do those schools do differently, and what should parents do differently?
all right, so that's the content, and the content should be around this. Now, how to educate uh, efficiently a human on anything. Like psychology helps us to understand really how our brain works. Uh, and in short, we need to give our kids three things. First of all, the autonomy. Autonomy means we need uh, to trust them. So it's about them being aware of the risks of spending the whole day on their iPad and understanding why their brain wants to stay so long on the iPad and giving them the ownership of the decision of how long they want to stay every day on their iPad. Okay, so it's really about building this communication and giving them this knowledge so that they can by themselves autonomously take the decision of what they want to do. The second thing is about education. Um, so sorry, and autonomy, it means it's not about banning anything. We if we all know that, that's our human brain is built like that, and even more for kids. The more you ban, the more they want to do it. So it's not about banning, it's about explaining and getting them taking ownership of what they want to do. The second is about competency, is about education, educating them so that they understand what's happening with their brains and what's happening, what they can get from those systems, how to use them well, what are the ethical privacy issues that are behind, and and uh, and the third thing is about engaging or connecting. So it's about really helping them. I mean, doing with them, playing with them, showing them. I mean, your kids might be on TikTok. Go with them on TikTok and show them, explain to them what's happening as they see it, and what they can learn from it in terms of the value they get from it, the challenge them. It's really about accompanying them on a one-to-one basis, and connecting with them on the use of AI, and making them understand then the pros and cons.
Very true. The picture you're painting in the book is positive, optimistic, very similar to the angle I take. I think AI has the potential to make our world a more human, a better place. But there are also clearly risks with all of this. We can get this badly wrong.
Mhm.
So, what do you see as some of the biggest obstacles and risks to avoid?
We talked about AI obesity. I think this is the main one.
Hmm.
If we talk about any risk that, with the level of certainty and the level of gravity it can have, I think AI obesity is the biggest risk that we have today, bigger than any Terminator type of scenarios. Um, uh, I think really the secret is really in the connection between human and AI. I like to say that the what we have to solve is the equation AI plus humans. So when we solve this equation, we have we manage the risks and the opportunities. We know well AI and we are building it. We know well humans and we are and I mean we've known each other for millions of years. But what is key in this equation is the plus that is between human and AI. And this plus is really how we connect best humans and AI so that we can augment ourselves with AI, and and AI can take away all those repetitive transactional activities, the robot activities that we don't want to do, taking the robot out of us, basically. So it's really about this plus that we need to solve. And and I forgot your question. Your question, did you?
Yeah, no, the risk I'm seeing is that I think humans are intrinsically maybe not lazy, but they're trying to find the easiest path. This is what has made us successful as
Exactly.
humans to some extent. And
Exactly.
I completely share the point that AI obesity, over reliance on AI is a huge risk. Um, but I have my concerns that we don't get this right because it requires us to do this, to put some concerted effort into it. What it seems so easy for people to say, okay, I need to write an article, I let ChatGPT or Claude or Google Gemini write the
Mhm.
article for me. They can write books for you. They can do so. How do you get the balance right for yourself?
Exactly. And this is extreme, and that's the key question. That's the key question, and this is this plus that we are talking about. How do you make this link between, so I explain it in the book in detail. For example, giving examples of a process flow, and explaining what should be the role of each of AI versus human for each of the steps, because it's there is an ideal way to do that. There is a best practice basically that we need to follow to create the maximum value.
Very
And I
good.
wanted to add
Yeah, can you
something.
get, yeah, yeah, you go ahead.
No, but No, I forgot my idea. I wanted to jump on it.
Yeah, no, it would be
No.
great to give us an
Oh yes,
overview
sorry,
of how
sorry.
you do it yourself and how do you get the
Yeah.
balance.
So when we talked about the risks, what I told you is the key risk is to underestimate this plus and and not focus enough on it. Uh,
Mm,
the risk. So it means also that the risk is focusing, for example, on artificial general intelligence instead of focusing on focusing more on AGI. Then we focus on how do we build this plus, how do we augment ourselves. I think really the future is not about AI and humans living completely separate lives. It's about, because this will go wrong. This can only go wrong. I mean, like, if you don't bring the humans into the picture, we create a world of robots, of AIs. It's not a human world anymore. It's not serving us anymore. The only way is to augment ourselves. This is where we should focus our attention and our research. It's on how we combine both humans and AI together to build the best. If we just focus on building an AGI that is useless, that then we don't even think about what will be the benefits of using it, this this can only lead to a world with two speeds: the AI up over there and the humans left over. Okay, so it's really augmentation, working together, augmenting ourselves. The convergence is the key for the best future.
very good.
Symbiosis. I talk about symbiosis in the book.
Yeah, so important. And clearly there's a huge challenge for humanity to get this right. As we're talking
So AGI
about,
is great, but we need to really define. We need to really define, to make it clear. We need to really define what we want to achieve with AGI,
hmm,
and anything we want to achieve should serve humanity, and
yeah,
not
I
and not
couldn't
the ego or the money or the power that some might be looking for.
as this podcast is about the future of business and technology, I would love you to paint us a picture of what you see happening over the next 20 years in terms of AI development and technological advancement. So, what do you think is going to happen? What changes are you particularly excited about? What developments do you see on the horizon?
Yes, I think two or three main points here. One, about building trust. And trust is more and more important as we see deep fakes everywhere, and the importance that they carry with them. The, the the way we can use AI to give calls, and I mean, like, that's all that is happening around trust is so important. And I don't know you, but I got scammed, yeah, on an increasing point of view. I mean, like, more and more I receive emails and phone calls and with scams, and people know about your history. They know a lot of information about yourself, and they will try to get your trust. And so really, I think trust is the a key currency for the
Mm,
future. And I think we've worked on a technology that is called blockchain, or distributed ledgers, which is all about building these trusts. And so I really believe in a future where AI and blockchain bring us these trusts, building, and the uh, helping us understanding the authenticity of things and transactions and people. Okay, uh, and helping us to trace all this. So that's one thing. Another thing is about uh, technology being closer to us. Technology being closer to us to augment us
mm.
more and more. So, what does it mean for the timing? We all have in mind this. this video where you see on your desk your book notes, your agenda book, anything, and all this has been brought gradually to our computers, and then our computers have became smaller. They are PCs, and they became even smaller into iPads, and even smaller into smartphones. And what's next? I mean, it's really, and all those technologies are getting always closer to us, always bringing us more value. Um, Virtual reality is coming as well, giving us the capacity to immerse ourselves into those technologies. So it's ever closer to us, so that we can really get more benefits from it. So that's a key trend. That's a key trend that I really look forward, because it's about making ourselves superhumans. So it's and giving us superpowers. Uh, so will it be through, I hope, non-invasive implants or capacity to connect with technology, with our brain, with technology, hopefully without getting inside our skulls, and more on a non-invasive way. That and of course glasses, augmented virtual augmented reality glasses that will change the way we interact with technology. That's really a trend that is making ourselves, yeah, superhumans.
Very good. Yeah, no, I very much agree with you on all of those points. I think blockchain has huge potential to authenticate content because it's difficult enough today, but normally we get this right. But in 10 years' time, it will be impossible to distinguish whether anything is real or not that we see in the digital world. And as you, I hope that all of those innovations will bring us closer to technology in order to make us more human ultimately.
Mm.
Very good. Thank you so much, Pascal, for your time today. That was a fascinating discussion, as always. I wish you all the success with your book, Irreplaceable. Hopefully, it will sell fantastically well because I believe everyone should read it because it's a super important topic.
That's the most important topic of our times, I think. That's yeah, facing us, and we need to size the right opportunity and mitigate all the risks.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. For anyone who ever wants to rewatch this or re-listen to it, simply head to any podcast platform or my YouTube channel where you can find this conversation as well as hundreds of other exciting conversations about the future of business and technology. Thank you, Pascal.
Thank you, Bernard. Thank you very much. See you.
Very good. This is us done.